You probably noticed by now, but YouTube has a new UI. And of course, everyone's initial reaction is to cry out in pain. Oh my goodness, how could they do this? It looks so disgusting. Why would you allow this? I figured though I would have a little video here to go through each of the changes and sort of highlight them. Try to maybe provide a voice of reason as to why maybe they made some of these changes. But don't worry, I'm pretty sure at the end of this I'll just be bashing on most of the features anyway. So obviously the first and most noticeable one is that everything has now become rounded. It's like YouTube has now just put baby-proofing rounded corners on everything. I guess it makes sense, right? Since it's trying to appeal to kids nowadays, you know, it's trying to be more kid-friendly. But I mean, to be fair, it kind of makes sense, right? Like, if you have the YouTube logo itself is rounded. So, in a sense, you can argue that maybe they're just adapting that entire philosophy throughout the entire UI instead of just the logo. But again, it begs the question, why change it? Were there actual babies that were watching this thinking, oh my goodness, those sharp edges, don't look at it, little Timmy, that subscribe button, it's so sharp and edgy. This is gonna sound like a joke, but trust me, this is actually real. One of the updates they made is that the like button now has a special little animation when you click on it. I promise this is true. This is not just me asking you to click the like button, but I mean, if you did, it wouldn't hurt, right? I'm serious. There is an actual special animation for when you click the like button. I would like to see the studies that showed that rounded edges are more appealing than sharp edges. I mean, there probably is a study that has done that, but it just does feel like they're trying to copy the iPhone style looking. YouTube UI now looks like I'm looking at an iPhone app or something like that, with all the rounded corners, and especially now everything has their own little, I don't know how to describe it, like a glass panel feel to it. Everything is now in panels. The like button is now an actual button as opposed to just a little floating icon in the middle of nowhere. The description now also has a glass panel around it and stuff like that, which I'm not gonna lie, maybe it does look nice, I guess. It makes it look like an iPhone type of thing with the glass panels. But the fact that they have this nice little highlight in the description, and they added this new ambient mode, which doesn't really make it quite ambient when you consider that it clashes with pretty much everything around it. It doesn't really fit all too well. Individually, they may be good, but as a whole, they don't really work well. But speaking of things not working well in combination, that really comes to play as well when you're looking at YouTube live streams or premieres where there's a chat on the right-hand side. But the button to hide the chat has been rounded, but now you just have a little blank space between that and the edges of the actual chat box, which it's a very minor thing, but it's something noticeable, which makes you really think that, you know, they rounded everything, but not some things. But while we're on the topic of that side chat bar, at least I don't think many people noticed it. It was sort of a small testing base, I think. But some people had a horrible update where the comments section was sort of highlighted, or like a top comment from the comment section was promoted next to the description. So the description would take up half the space underneath the video, and a comment would take up the other half. And when you click on that comment, it would sort of bring up the rest of the comments chain on the right hand side there, where chat normally is for live streams, so that you could browse comments while you watch the video. But thankfully that did not go through. I hope. Please don't go through. But while we're on the topic of rounded everything, even the thumbnail, actually, you know what? The one issue I have with the rounded everything is that thumbnails are rounded as well. Now, for the most part, this doesn't really matter much, right? It shouldn't make too much of a difference. But for the select few YouTube channels that create thumbnails that have borders, you know, very, very thin outlined colored borders, it ruins those thumbnails, which makes me so sad. But hey, at least it's just the thumbnails, right? At least the videos themselves aren't getting rounded. YouTube, please don't get any ideas. Oh no. Speaking of YouTube thumbnails, one of the other big changes is that in a channel's videos tab, it has now been split up. What used to be everything in one, live streams, shorts, videos, all under the videos tab, they have now been split up to have videos, shorts, and live streams. This is pretty good, actually. I really like this. It helps you identify what is actually recorded videos, and normally that's what you want to watch, right? Watching a VOD of a live stream isn't really that great, and the shorts thumbnails looked absolutely horrible because they weren't even thumbnails. They were just a third of the actual images. I will say that the only downside to this is that now, when you look at my videos tab, you can realize how infrequently I upload videos as opposed to just spamming shorts every single day. Who knows, maybe this will actually motivate me to put out more videos. But speaking of shorts though, something that I've noticed only once ever, and I don't think I've noticed this many other times, so I don't know if this is an actual change or if it was just part of the testing thing as well, like the comments, but the shorts reel now has recommendations in the sidebar of regular videos. I guess it's just really running home the fact that YouTube really wants to become the new TikTok. And I mean, considering most shorts are just literally recycled TikToks, I think they're getting there. I will say though, the videos tab, it does appear that the thumbnails for the videos that are there are slightly bigger, so maybe highlighting these thumbnails a bit more, which again maybe does remedy the fact that considering so many spaces lost because so many channels would have all their shorts removed from that tab, it would leave it quite barren now, so maybe they increased the size of those thumbnails to make it look like people didn't lose all of their videos, I suppose. I will say though, the one truly tragic thing that has happened with this videos update is that you can no longer sort by the oldest videos first. Now, if you want to find the first video uploaded by somebody, you have to scroll all the way down to the bottom, which does kind of suck. I mean, it's a very niche thing. I don't think many people are scrolling by to find the first video that somebody's uploaded, but it's kind of nice to every now and then see somebody and be, wow, I wonder what their first video was like, and to try and like see the progress that they've made over the years, you know, from their first video versus now and stuff like that. So hopefully that should be an easy fix that they can implement. But I think that is at least for me at least, those are the only updates that I've noticed with the new YouTube UI. If I did miss any, let me know. I know I have missed a lot from the mobile version of YouTube UI. That has gone, like, that is a whole new ordeal. But in my head, I think that the reason why they did this UI is, I know people will look at this and think, oh my goodness, this is horrible, why would they do this? I would like to think that YouTube has a reason for this, and that there were some reports that maybe maybe they were just trying to copy the iPhone style, and since that's so popular, maybe by making YouTube look more like that, it'd be more successful and more people would be willing to use it or something. I don't know. I'm not part of YouTube. I don't know. What I do know is that all of the outrage that people have for this, it's not gonna matter. It's been like, what, a week already, and by the time I upload this video, people would have already forgotten about this UI update and they would have just adapted to it and think that it's normal. It's just that people hate change, I guess. I will say though, if I ever have to use ambient mode, I am going to scream. I refuse to use ambient mode with the way it clashes with everything else. But yeah, I think that's my slightly hot take on the new YouTube UI. Until the next video, bye bye.